The housing market of what to expect in 2025. Do you buy? Do you sit on the market? Do you exit the market? Do you build new? Do you invest in pre-existing assets? What do you invest in and how do you migrate through 2025? That's the big question that investors are asking right now. And not only asking that they're asking how this market compares to pre-pandemic numbers, and how does this market compare to last year? And how does it compare to where we were just a month ago? All of those questions are major questions in the market as investors try to enter back into the market, but doing it very cautiously. Now, to understand where we are right now, let's talk about real numbers. Let's talk about some of the boring stuff that is really important to the numbers. When I look at the market right now, I look at pre-pandemic numbers. It was before inflation went rampant. It was before the housing market went rampant, but it was a good, steady, healthy market. Now, we did see healthy growth in that time period. I did feel in 2018 that the market was getting to a place where we were entering pre-bubble numbers, right? Where the market was going to inflate and there was going to have to be a slight needle in the bubble to bring the market back down. We were calling it a rubber ceiling, where the market was going up, going up, going up, going up, and it could only go up so far from 2008 into 2019, and before that rubber ceiling created a cavity, and then boom, it ricocheted back down. Little did we know that over $9 trillion was going to get printed, enter the market, and the market was going to continue to go and continue to inflate, and values were going to go up. So when we look at the market, I look and compare it to a healthy market, not an ordinary market that outside external circumstances that are not normal to our normal economic variances control, right? The pandemic was way out of our control. There was variables that were outside of our control that inflated values, inflation, money that was printed, the government getting involved in how banking was done and how the pandemic was going to be cured by putting money back into the market and the buying power back in the hands of the individuals. And so when we look at a healthy market, I look at 2018-19, where interest rates were hovering right around that 7% range. They were actually hovering right about where they are now, maybe even slightly higher than they are right now. So for those of you guys that feel that the interest rates are still really high, it's not that interest rates ever got high, it's just that interest rates got historically low. And so when interest rates went historically low, values of assets went historically high in a very rampant period of time. And there's only so much that the market can hold and retain to over the course of time. So let's take a look at 2018 and where we are today. So pre-pandemic numbers, when we actually take a look at how many houses are on the market today, it's still 13.5% lower than they were pre-pandemic numbers. So if we look at pre-pandemic inventory levels, not listings, listings right now are still lower by 13.5% pre-pandemic. But we look at inventory and we look at the shortage of inventory, pre-pandemic numbers, we're at 26.3% lower on what's available for the end buyer right now than we were pre-pandemic. That means that we're worse off now than we were pre-pandemic on the availability of homes. We're shorter on homes today by 26.3% than we were pre-pandemic. So if there's any questionability right now in anybody's mind as to whether there is a market crisis for housing or if there's a bubble and housing is too expensive, I want to just alarm you to the fact that housing prices are not going to settle anytime soon. So if you're expecting to get a great deal on a home, you better purchase within the next 60 days while the weather is cool and the holidays are here, because this spring, according to Zillow, Redfin, and the National Association of Realtors, we're expecting to have an incredible market for sellers and inflation for buyers. Along with high interest rates, or what is considered to be high interest rates, which are not really high interest rates, which are just higher than historically low interest rates, we are looking at a market that is going to thrive in 2025. So for those of you guys that are worried about inflation and are fix and flipping homes, you should be fix and flipping homes right now. It's the worst business model you can be in, because you're going to take a house value that never really settled as far as the cost of homes. We take a look at the nation from city to city, and some of the largest nations, New York City and some of the busiest cities across the nation are experiencing right now, when the market is still considered to be otherwise compromised, year-over-year inflation in values by 7% or greater. And in the worst of cities, we're only seeing a softening of less than 1% of price softening in some of the slowest cities historically. So I'll tell you that if you're waiting for the market to soften, wait no longer. The market is not going to soften. It's only going to continue to thrive and go up. If you're fix and flipping, consider a different business model. Fix and flipping is not going to be a business model unless you're looking at extremely distressed assets that you can get on a fire sale of a house that has experienced massive damages and you have the heavy lifting ability to go in there and renovate. But then at that point in time, why not just build new? And that's the big question. That's the big argument. And I tell people, I say, look, we're in a housing crisis where there is not enough houses. There was not enough houses in 2018, 19, or 20 pre-pandemic. We entered into the pandemic world with a lack of inventory, and we came out even worse off than we were going into it, telling me that we need more inventory. And because there's a 7.5 million home deficit in the current U.S. market, 5 million of which need to be affordable houses, tells me that the market is screaming for people to come out of the ground with new builds. Now, you could let all the program builders take advantage of the upside of those homes, or you yourself can position yourself to take advantage of a business model that is thriving exponentially, not just today, not just tomorrow, but at least for the next decade or greater. And so understand that the ground up game is where 2025 is going to push the market. For those of you guys that are not entering the ground up game, you will lose financially. Right now, more so than ever, the world is rewarding those people that are bringing solutions to one of the largest problems that we see as a U.S. population, and it's the lack of housing inventory. As I sat with my dad, who is a super conservative, at Christmas time this past week, and we sat and talked about housing, it's not just those people that are not conservative, it's the whole world is aware of the major housing crisis that is upon us right now and will be upon us for the next 10 to 20 years. And the question is, how do you position yourself to win? And the way you position yourself to win is understanding how you create inventory in this market. It's going to happen in the multifamily sector. It's going to happen in the single family sector. It's going to happen in micro homes. It's going to also happen in the build to rent game. And it's also going to happen in the multifamily game. If you position yourself in any one of those four asset classes, you're going to win financially. Now, let's understand and take a look at a few of those single family asset classes and how you benefit financially the greatest from them as an investor. Okay. Now, when you go in and you take a look at a single family home, the lot price itself should not exceed 20 to 23% of the overall resale value of that home based on current market values, based on real resale prices and comps in today's real world sales. Okay. Now, when we do that, some people ask us, say, well, Jerome, the price of lots are exponentially expensive in my area. Great. They're only exponentially expensive in comparison to the resale price if you can't bear a return on your investment. Now, if you take a look at it from a percentage perspective, and there's not a perfect way to measure land versus houses because there's variables outside of the control of the builder on many lots. For example, if they're coastal, they're by the water and there's shoring involved, there's going to be more expensive. If they're mountainside and they're on hillsides and there's retaining walls and there's grading issues on those lots that would otherwise incur more cost for retaining walls, grading, infill, or export of dirt, there's going to be additional cost related to that. Now, it's the cost of the lot plus any of those external variables that depict that 20 to 23%. Now, when we take a look at that, when we go in and we're building new construction, if you consider the national average of $141 per square foot to build an average median single family home, consider a price of $165 a square foot. If you can underwrite a new build at $165 a square foot and 20 to 23% of the land value, you should be able to go in there and bear a profitable margin of between 20 to 28% return on your overall investment based on current comps. That'll leave you a return on investment worth your time as an investor and worth the time of those people bearing the financial burden of putting these houses up. So if it's a financial institution, a bank, hard money lender, private money lender, or it's somebody that's coming in with their own capital, ladies and gentlemen, this is the model to pay attention to in 2025. It is going to be the model to pay attention to for the next decade. And it's not just in the single family game, but let's talk about duplexes and fourplexes here for a minute, because these are asset classes that you should be paying attention to. Lending is extremely friendly in the duplex and fourplex game, especially for those of you guys that are looking to own or occupy these units. You can get mortgage payments with FHA lending between 0 to 4% down on these properties with very favorable interest rates below the national average mortgage rates, as low as 4% fixed rates for over 30 years. Now, with that said, not everybody's going to qualify for that. So I always tell people the best financing comes from local banks and credit unions. Right now, national banks are not the most friendly in regards to how much expendable capital they're giving out for single family residential end users and mortgages. So your local municipal banks are the way to go when it comes to underwriting true interest rates with better leverage capital against your long-term purchase for either end users or for those of you guys that are investors. So look, right now, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to what the market is currently doing, but understand that the market right now is not otherwise compromised. The market right now is stimulating and thriving, and it's not going to soften anytime soon. So look, point blank, the time is now. Take advantage of it. If you're a sideliner, get your ass off the sideline, get your head right, start getting focused. It's time to learn the ground up game. Let's put your actions where your mouth is. Let's put your money where our actions are backed, and let's go make some profits in 2025. It's not going to happen by being a sideliner. It's time to get in the game. The time is now. The market is only continuing to evolve. Join the evolution. Let's go. Let's make some profits together, and let's crush 2025. For more content just like this, click and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And before you leave, smash that thumbs up button. Give me a little bit of love because I deserve it. We're going to get every single person that takes action in 2025 a business model that's profitable, not only for you, but for everybody that executes. The time is now. I'm going to recommend on some how to buy land, build houses in 2025 videos, step by step, documenting the process in 2024. I'm going to recommend 2 videos at the end of this. Click and watch both of them. Click, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, but don't forget to comment down below. I love you guys. Let's crush 2025 and continue compounding your success.